I'm Steven Stipe. I'm here to talk about building your credit. I wish I had some of this guidance when I was younger. I wish I had somebody kind of explain to me the magnitude of how your credit can affect you. It's a big deal, and I really didn't understand it until later in life. But it's just like the commercials say. You can get your credit swagger on, where you walk in and they hand the lady a plant. I've been in both situations, trying to get credit or financing with a low credit score, and then also with a high credit score. It's a completely different situation. They basically give you whatever you want if you have the right score and they don't criticize you at all. There's really nothing for them to do. They try though, but there's nothing really for them to say. Being criticized like that when you're just looking to either get a new car or student loan doesn't feel very good. So that's why I kind of went on this path of trying to fix my credit and fix my finances in general, just have better overall financial habits. The benefits of a high score are that you put yourself in a position of opportunity. If you need financing, it's readily available for you. You don't have to worry about it. You can leverage your credit towards building wealth. Just ways you can do this: you have low to no interest rate on loans. You get approval for higher credit limits. You can use these two things you can either start a business, buy a home, or even an investment property. And also makes you a better job candidate. Employment background checks these days include your credit. So if it comes down to you or another person and you have good credit, there's a good chance you might get the job. So you don't really realize how much it affects your life. It's never too late to fix your credit. Like I said, I started in my 30s. The recovery could take some time. If you have missed payments, high balances, or judgments, it'll take some time. Like I said, I started around July of 2011 in my early 30s, and I was around mid 600 credit score. Now I'm over 800. There's lots of sacrifices and discipline required to fix your credit, though. You'll have to live without some luxuries. One way you can do that is have a used car instead of a new car. One thing I felt like is 5 or 6 year auto loan is just way too long. I feel like you never pay it off. There's plenty of used cars out there. I have 2 used cars I bought for under 10 grand, but I'm also mechanically inclined. I've made a big tool investment, so I work on my cars myself. There's also plenty of resources on the internet, so if you find a car that's got resources, and you can work on it yourself, and they can go for a while. Another thing is live within your means. Figure out your needs and wants. Ask yourself whether you need this thing or you want it before you purchase something, and set some financial goals for yourself. Basically, how your score works is I got a credit monitoring service. I watched the alerts. I kind of saw how the whole thing worked. What was affecting the score. They send you every month. You can check it every week and stuff like that. I broke my balances down, and then I eventually applied for a higher balance. So this allows you to carry a higher balance on the card if you need. So if you can carry about $1,000 on a $10,000 limit, and it doesn't affect you as much. If you have late payments, you just got to wait for them to go away. They'll eventually come off. Build up some history. You got to keep your oldest card open, and then avoid opening newer cards. This will bring the average age of your accounts down if you open up newer cards. Just the overall lesson of this is you'll be ready and available for opportunity that comes along. You don't really need, even if you don't need to score right away. I'm not in the market for anything, but if I am, I'll be ready. I can have financing. Maybe I'll look to have an investment property in the future or something. Not sure, but opportunity is there. That's it.
Great.